I called just to say hello. That I'm moving back to my hometown, looking for something that I just don't know. So tell me, babe, do you remember my name? Don't you remember all those wicked games we played together in the middle of the night? Was I wrong? Was I right? If you should see me down at the bar, write me a letter, leave it on the windshield of my car. And if you still love me, please say so. Write me a letter so I finally know. Write me a letter so I finally know. To fall. I told you that I loved you in a bathroom stall. I cried as I watched you drive away. I still love you, it'll always be that way. So tell me, baby, you remember my name? Don't you remember those wicked games play together in the middle of the night? Riding in the backseat, I close my eyes. Riding in the backseat, we were riding in the backseat. We were riding in the back, always riding in the dreamed of New Mexico. Now I'm back in my hometown, and I'm giving you a call to see if you're around. I'm just giving you a call to see if you're around. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Can we get another big round of applause for Better Than We Sound? Yeah.
Those guys were awesome.
That was fun.
What a gem to have those guys here. That was really fantastic. I mean, the fiddling and the harmonies. Yeah,
it's nice and hot up here, thanks to them.
Exactly, yeah. Y'all are rowdy now. Woohoo!
So we're going to do a song from our latest album. The album's called Champion, and this song is called I'm the Same. This one's going down to Jamie. Catch you right on time, killing all the false gods in my life. Could you ride my stripe on a boat? singing, oh, I'm alright, I'm alright, singing, oh, I'm alright, I'm alright, I'm alright. My eyes, they were open, and my face, it was strange when the day that I wake up, there won't be any lies, no more lies, no more lies, no more lies, no more lies. And so inside, and so and will I feel my life coming on? It's coming on.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Y'all are great. Yeah. So that last song was on our record. I always feel a little bit altered after I sing that song. I'm like, oh man, I'm in front of people. That's right. Yeah. So if you like what you're hearing, you can definitely find our music anywhere online. But you have a very special opportunity tonight to basically keep the music flowing and keep us on the road. So definitely, go over to our merch table and sign the email list if you like what you're hearing. Chances are you'll see us again that way. And of course, look us up online and like us on everything, because that really helps independent artists as well. We're super independent. And we have been for 10 years, basically so we can do our art the way that we want to and be who we want to be. And it's working out for us, so thank you.
This next song that we're going to do for you is named after a tiny town in Colorado called Telluride. Have you guys heard of it? Cool. So this one was written after a trip to the Telluride Bluegrass Festival. Part of it I wrote there, and then I finished it when I came home. And yeah, just inspired by the beautiful, beautiful open landscapes out there. Sit in some coffee shop where no one knows my name. Write you love letters, honey. Listen to the pouring rain. Wanna sit in a little tea house in a faraway small town. Sip on the thought of your red ruby lips. Listen to the rain coming down. But I'm sitting in the hills of Telluride. Clouds are covering the sky. I'm cold and I'm alone. Why don't you come home, come on home. Ever since you left me, darling, the walk around town so blue. The only thing that'll cure me, darling, is to have the love of you. The song is a love letter, baby, and I'm writing it just for you. To tell you darling, true. But I'm sitting in the hills of Telluride. Clouds are covering the sky. I'm cold and I'm alone. Why don't you come home? Come on home.
So we're gonna play an Appalachian tune for you. It's called "Walking in My Sleep."
If you see the gal of mine, tell her if you please. When she goes to bake bread, roll up them dirty sleeves. Walking in my sleep, baby, walking in my sleep. Every time I go to bed, I'm right up on my feet. Making biscuits, baby, make 'em good and brown. When I eat my breakfast, I'm Alabama bound. Walking in my sleep, baby, walking in my sleep. Every Every time I go to bed, I'm right above my feet. Walking in my sleep, baby, walking in my sleep. Every time I go to bed, I'm right above my feet. Pain in my finger, pain in my toe, pain in my ankle bone, ain't gonna work no more. Walking in my sleep, baby, walking in my sleep, walking in my sleep, baby, walking in my sleep.
Thank you.
Roots to Rock is on the road, and this time we're coming from one of the best listening rooms in Roanoke, the Spot on Kirk Avenue. And joining me now is Bruce Bryan. He's the president of the board of the Spot. Thanks for being with us on Roots to Rock today.
Thanks for having me on, Denise.
This is a really unique place. It looks just like a storefront. Give us a little bit of history about the Spot.
Well, it is. We always say that this is just an empty room, and a lot of times I'll say from the stage, this is just an empty room until you get here to the audience and until the performers get there and get started. It's a great room with a brick wall, but there's an energy that happens when the music starts. So it was set up, almost a decade ago now, as an experiment. Could you take an empty room and make it a concert venue? And Ed and Catherine Walker started that. It was supposed to be a one-year experiment, and it lasted 5 years. So they found it could work. Then after a period of time, it went away, and it was dark for probably 3 years.
And that's when you said it can't be dark any longer. Because they were bringing in some really great musicians, and you still are.
Well, so what had happened was Gary Jackson worked with the Walkers to get things started, and he went down to the Harvester and is doing amazing work down there. And as you know, well documented how great the music is that they're performing. But they were going to, I think, turn this into office space. And we, at the same time, had just, the board that I work with, had just handed over the Down by Downtown Music Festival to Pete Eshelman and his crew. And so we were thinking, what's next? My business is next door. The guys at Lucky were the next door to that. And everybody's thinking, man, we really need to do something with this space.
And the Spot is what happened from that.
It is. We reached out to Ed. He was great. The equipment was all here. Everything just needed to be refurbished and cleaned up. And we accidentally, I can really say accidentally, fortuitously met up with Travis Lister. And he, along with Jamie Miller, who was hired as a part-time venue manager, and the board and I kind of got things going with a different model, which we're hoping, and we've made it sustainable. It's 3 years now, and so we're hoping that we have a model that allows us to keep things going.
So talk about the vibe here, and you all have a good reputation of bringing in really great musicians, some which are on the brink of making it really big.
Yeah, it's usually someone on the way in or the way down, somebody that's had their big song or is on the way to having their big song. And it's interesting because people are a little afraid to try new music. They love walking by and sensing the new music and maybe hearing it, but to come in and sit and listen and face a musician, it's a commitment, and people are a little bit nervous about that. So we like to say it doesn't really matter the genre. We've had hip-hop, reggae, we've had Americana, bluegrass, all kinds, jazz, all kinds of different music. In fact, we had a sold-out dancing stand-up show, which was Gangsta Grass, and it was hip-hop and bluegrass smashed together. That band actually had a song that was in Justified, the TV show Justified. So the vibe is really different night to night. It just depends on what type of music's playing. So it can be a stand-up dancing joint, or it can be a sit-down, very serious, focused listening night.
So if you want to get intimate with an artist, this is definitely a place to come.
The artists usually stick around, they sign autographs, they'll talk, take pictures, meet up with you afterwards. They're making their living selling the merchandise, so they're going to hang around and get to know the listeners. The listeners feel that really close connection. And then what's really fun is 10 or 15 years from now, you can say, I remember when I saw X, Y, or Z at the spot on Kirk, and now you can hear them on the radio or wherever it might be that, you know, they're, quote, popular. So.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us into the spot on Kirk and letting us have Roots to Rock here.
We're real glad you came, and you're welcome anytime.
And now we're going to head back to Tina and her pony.
Street hand in hand. I looked over at my sweet little baby, said, pretty lady, and baby, my man. So how can I keep from crying when I never get to see it anymore? How can I keep from crying when you won't come knocking on my door? You lay here. So close to me when I heard that whippoorwill cry.
Thank you. All right. So a while back, I wrote this next song for my father. Believe it or not, I am Canadian, and I'm half Canadian and half Guatemalan. And my dad used to live in British Columbia, where I was born, and he was a fisherman for most of his life, a commercial fisherman, which I think is just so amazing. If you've ever seen The Deadliest Catch, you know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. So when he passed away, I was like, I really want to, in some dimension, have him pass in the ocean, because he really just would have loved that. And so I wrote this song for him, with a verse for him, so he can do that. Plus, it's a murder ballad to satiate his dark sense of humor. All right, so this song is called Good Man.
Oh, my brother, he was a good man, selling gas under the stars until the dawn, till one day he lost a fight to a bad man. Just one shot was all he got, and now he's done. And my sister, she was a good girl, traveling around shaking hands and singing songs. Then one day when she was walking through the canyon, had a slip, took a trip, and now she's gone. Oh, my daddy, he was a good man, had a boy and a crew of 22. Then one day he took that boat out to the ocean, sailed away and fell asleep under the blue. And my mama, she was a good girl. She'd pray and read her Bible every day. there when she was coming out the chapel. She grabbed her heart and then the Lord took her away.
All right. Thank you. So I guess it wasn't technically a murder ballad because no one was actually murdered.
They just tripped and fell. It's not their fault.
It's not. No one was actually hurt in the creating of that song. All right, so no. So we've got basically, what is it? I think two more hoodies left, right?
2 more hoodies.
2 more hoodies. So we're trying to basically, if you're small and you want a hoodie, just talk to us and we'll work out a really great price for a hoodie. They're organic cotton and they look really great. So please just let us know if you're in need of a hoodie because we have one for you. Yeah. Wherever our merch is. Oh, it's over there. That's where our merch is. Back corner right there with
Twinkly.
the Sparkle Cave, I like to call it. Yeah, the Sparkle Cave. I said it.
So we've got a couple more songs for you. Thank you so much for spending this Monday night with us. We're so happy to be here. So we mentioned our love of birds, so we'll play a song called Little Bird for you.
Speeding little bird on the winds of the sea, going to the hills again, going to the trees to lay your little bones. The little bird falls. When I feel alone, I long to be free, long to feel the chill of the cold, hard breeze against my
right, thank you.
I want to just give a huge thank you to Jamie for putting this all together. And thanks to the Spot for having us. We are just so grateful to be able to come through, and she always pulls something together in Roanoke when we come through and is always so welcoming. And thank you all again for being here. This is our last song. It's called Far Away, and we hope you enjoy it. It's about that special phenomenon in a relationship when you just need to take a step back and get a little space, even if it's just in your mind for a moment. You're like, bloop. Okay, I didn't hear what you just said because I needed a little space. It's a good survival technique for marriage.
That's why we've been together for 10 years.
Here it is, Far Away.
Far away, far, far away from you. Long to stay, but I must go away from you. Leave you lonely in the morning. Leave no trace, I leave no morning. When I'm with you, I can find me by tomorrow. I'll change my mind. When I'm with you, I can find me by tomorrow. I'll change my mind. Don't you know I love and break your heart? Don't you know I love and break you? Don't you know I love and break your heart? Don't you know I love and break you? Don't you know I love and break your heart? Far, 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 far away, far away from you. Long to stay, but I must go away from you. Leave you lonely in the morning. Leave no trace, I leave no morning. When I'm with you, I can find me by tomorrow. I'll change my mind. When I'm with you, I can find me by tomorrow. I'll change my mind. Don't you know I love and break your
Thank you so much. What an honor and a privilege to play for you all. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for the great sound.
Hi, I'm Denise Allen Membrano with Roots to Rock, and this is the time of the show that we get to meet the artists. Here with us is Tina Collins and Quetzal Jordan, and they're Tina and her pony. Thanks for being with us on Roots to Rock today. We really appreciate it. Now, how did you two meet?
We met through her sister, who I was in a band with, and we started out touring together as a bigger band, and then we realized that we had a synergy all on our own, and so we broke off and formed Tina and her pony at the end of that tour.
Yeah.
Now, you two are classically trained musicians, so you've had a wide musical journey. Part of that included Taos, New Mexico. Tell us about that and how it influenced your music together.
Yeah, totally. So Taos is a very magical place. It has literally purple rain, you know. When I went out there, I was incredibly inspired. The landscape itself, just speaks to people, and artists go there all the time for that reason, like visual artists and also writers and painters. They just flock there. It's a small town though. It's like 7,000 people. So while there, because it's so small, there's not a whole lot to do, and there's just so much nature that we were like, you know, it just saturated in inspiration and started writing together. And yeah, and just starting there too, like being out west, the type of music that was coming out of us was definitely like, it was a bit of Western. It was like a little bit of folk, a little bit of Western, and then also a lot of Appalachia too, because both of us just really love Appalachian music. So starting out there was actually really great for us, I think. Yeah, musically and otherwise.
Now, while you said, you know, you both love Appalachian music, you have very different tastes. You were telling me earlier.
Yeah.
You're a little bit classical, Mozart, and you're a little bit folk and Appalachian music. So how do you blend those two together?
Yeah. Well, Tina went to Baldwin Wallace for opera.
I did. So I was a
one of the
little
ways.
bit in the classical world, but I think that Quetzal likes the classical world more than I do. I really, you know, I went to the conservatory and studied opera, but I really just wanted to write my own folk music and, you know, learn and play Joni Mitchell songs. And so, yeah, we've sort of just played with our styles to kind of find something that can bring us together. And
yeah, the sound of a metronome for me is comforting, and the sound of a metronome for her is not comforting.
Not a happy place.
So, but she got the classical training, which is great. Yeah. So, yeah, she's definitely bringing more to the table. Very like, I guess a salt of the earth kind of traditional music, and I'm basically all over the place. I've got world music in there, classical music, and you know, it provides a lot of layering and depth to what we're doing.
Now, your harmony, I'm sure people have noticed throughout the show, is amazing and beautiful. Is that something that just came naturally, or do you all have to work at that?
Thank you. We definitely had to work towards it. We're both good harmonizers. You know, as a classical player, Quetzal just has an incredible ear, and so she's able to hear not just what's happening, but, you know, all the tones around it. And so that's been really great and fun to work with her in that way. And I have always sung in choirs and really got my sense of harmony from that world. So
what's next? You're coming off of a tour. This is one of your last stops on this tour. Where do you all go next later in the year?
Well, we have one big tour left for the year, and it's coming up in July. We're going to be out west for a couple weeks, back in Taos, and other spots in New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado.
Mm-hmm. We're really excited about that because we mostly travel as a duo, but whenever we're in Asheville or in Taos, we get to play with our bands, and that's really fun for us. So we'll be joining some good old buddies.
That's great. Well, we want to thank you all for being with us today and being on Roots to Rock.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.